When I was in third grade, about 3 times a week, I would come back home with my pants wet from my own pee. You see, Mrs. Parrott wouldn't allow me to go to the bathroom because I wasn't pronouncing my request correctly. Blame it on these cheekbones, Mrs. Parrott. This bent, out-of-shape jaw passed down to me by martyrs. They hold secrets that I wish that I could understand many times. I wanted to stop its clenching, but my mouth is like my people. We don't deal well with assimilation or systems of oppression. Despite the Bible shoved down to the bottom of my stomach, the paper cuts on my gums can tell you of what we have been through. Lynching. It doesn't just happen by the neck, Mrs. Parrott. My tongue was treated like Emmett Till, beaten, strangled, thrown into the bottom of Lago Texcoco, hanged, decapitated in this place, cut off like braids upon arrival to boarding schools, stretched in 4 directions like Tupac Amaru until he ripped. So I apologize for my mispronunciation. If I made you point your ear towards my mouth, I am sorry. I never meant to make you waste your energy, but I have bodies suspended from my vocal cords, and their dangling feet scratch the base of my throat. So I apologize if I stutter, Mrs. Parrott. There are memories of conquistadores feeding babies to dogs buried inside of my tongue that I wish I couldn't remember. That's why sometimes you have to ask me to repeat myself. That's why sometimes you have to ask me to repeat myself, because my brother's empty, grumbling stomach from searching for food in Tijuana dumpsters at the age of 2 after being deported with my mother for the 5th time did not wash my saliva down enough to have your words roll off the tip of my tongue flawlessly. I apologize, Mrs. Parrott, because my native tongue refuses to die, because there are temples planted on top of my teeth. That's why they are called wisdom, and that's why I won't go to the dentist, because they will just try to take them out, because like the blankets you gave us, Mrs. Parrott, I have smallpox for taste buds, and they get in my way when I try to speak, so I apologize if I mumble. My enunciation is not the best, Mrs. Parrott. It's because Mesa Verde was carved into the inner walls on my cheeks long before its current place. I could show you, but you wouldn't understand, just like you don't understand why it is that I keep quiet sometimes. It's because I have Sitting Bull's headdress hanging from the roof of my mouth, and I am afraid you may want to steal it, just like you did it with this Black Hills. I am sorry. If my lips are too stiff to shape your words correctly, they are still dry from our desert walk to this country, Mrs. Parrott. Did you advise my previous employers to send me to speech classes? Did you ever imagine how it is that I explained to my mother that I pee my pants again, and again, Mrs. Parrott? I really need to go. I've been holding this for such a long time, and I need to let it out. It might smell like genocide, like burnt ancient scriptures, but you told me to pronounce my words correctly, and for me that means to speak the truth as proof that I have mastered your language. I wrote you this note, so Mrs. Parrott, may I please go to the bathroom